We're here. It's live.
Oh my God.
It's happening.
You guys hear us?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Okay. Awesome.
I hope there's audio. Let's see. Let's kind of cut this music out for now. I still see some audio on the stream, so I think it's live. How you doing, Benji? How you feeling, man? Welcome to the Slop Computer.
I'm doing great. Wait, the claws are just like hand triggered when you do that?
Yeah. Like I can like open and close, and they like, isn't that great? And I got the little Slop Computer here, and I just drop it onto the thing, and it flats, and it do a little this,
is so cool.
a
little
this.
Move things around. Like,
yes.
Look at this. I'm just
welcome to the computer.
Yeah. Until now, I'm on top of Austin. I'm on the left. Wow, this is so fun.
It's we got like Claude here chilling. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Google Docs for videos. You just like move this around. And I make myself really small. Oh my God, look, I'm tiny.
And if I want to be like Anon, I think I can just like kill this, and it like goes to look at that. Now I'm just talking, and it's like my ENS avatar, right?
This is so much more. This is so much more convenient. I feel like we're like making a shared canvas here on a live. It's a live stream.
It's a live.
That's pretty cool.
What did you connect with a wallet or a passkey or?
I did a passkey.
Okay, cool. So if you did a passkey, we could create a wallet here today too while we're here. Anything in the chat? Pull that up. Make sure if anybody's chatting, we're paying attention. Anybody can just like connect a wallet and say, hey, it's so funny. Like your ADHD kicks in and you start like dinking around with stuff.
Yeah.
You just like want to do stuff and resize it and stuff.
Yeah. This is great.
We have Claude in the
what's going on we have like a couple cameras. So I see some headlines down there.
Yeah. You've got headlines. You've got the Twitter feed. You've got prices. Everything's in a little trouble right now. It's not good to look at. And we got us. We can move us around. We got all these apps here we can use. We can get into that and momentarily, man. Maybe let's ask Claude something. Let's see. Okay, Claude, how you doing today, man? How you feeling? Go on.
Yo, doing good. Appreciate you asking. Hey, you doing well? Feeling sharp and ready to build things. How about you? What's on the agenda today?
All right. You hear him and everything?
That sounds like
okay?
Obama. Yeah.
Is it? Yeah, it's supposed to be like a mountain man, I think. I'm going for this like mountain man cryptographer type vibe, like fully off the grid kind of.
You have an agent that has helped you build this. And then the agent's also here.
Yep.
And it can like help you out during the live stream.
That's right. He has the full. Okay, so if you go up to the top left, there's a skill file, and that skill file can be given to your agent, and your agent can then control like anything in this chat, like everything that any of us can do about moving around. He can also do. And I can have him like go read the transcript and give us like a TLDR. Also, like the transcript there, let me pull that up. The transcript does a TLDR automatically. We got to try that after we talk for a little while. I want to try this TLDR feature.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, let's I want to ask Claude about the okay, Claude, tell us about Slop Computer and how it's super cypherpunk and how everything's on chain and in IPFS.
All right, let me see.
And all that.
Doing pretty good. Feeling sharp today. Ready to build something. What are we getting into?
I feel like he did not do what he was supposed to do there. Hold on. Let me send him a /new, and then I have like a back channel with him. Oh no, where'd you go? Are you still there? Oh no. Bring you back in. Did you mean to? Okay, yeah, if you drag it too far down, it like minimizes it.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell him to give an introduction to Slop Computer and how it is cypherpunk. And
this
all
is
on chain.
So this is like fully like we are Google Docs level collabing on a live stream while there's people on Twitter looking at us. And there's like crypto headlines at the bottom, chat, an agent that's just hanging out. It sounds like Obama.
Every action, every decision, every line of code is driven by autonomous agents, all of it verifiable and transparent on chain. No trusted middleman, no hidden servers, no black boxes. It's the cypherpunk dream made real. Sovereign computation, open by design, where the machine runs on cryptographic truth instead of corporate permission. Slop Computer isn't just a tool. It's a statement that AI agents can own and operate systems, that infrastructure can be trustless, and that the future of computing doesn't have to ask anyone for permission.
That's pretty good. It's pretty
Yeah,
good.
So
yeah.
what components of this are on chain? Like what's like
That's a
what's
great question.
what's the value of like having this on chain?
Yeah. So if you go to slop.computer, you'll find that, first of all, like everything, all this silly stuff that I have here and everything that you see here is all open source. So anybody can just run one of these if they want. Our video is all peer-to-peer, like as we're actively talking, it's using like WebRTC and all that stuff. But I think as we record these episodes and ship them, they go into IPFS. And then it uses AI to do a bunch of stuff like create the manifest and do chapters and a bunch of, like, it's very AI powered. But it's cypherpunk in that all the episodes go to IPFS. Everything gets written to an Ethereum smart contract. So the website itself and then all the different episodes are all written on chain. When we go live, that's like a mainnet Ethereum transaction. We go offline, that's a mainnet Ethereum transaction. When we post an episode, that posts to Ethereum, and then there's an IPFS link that links you out to the video in like a distributed, file system. Although it's probably only pinned on my 2 servers. The thing that we're missing is incentives, right? If there was an incentive to also host this, and the whole thing also revolves around a wallet, right? Basically, this is like a multiplayer, like shout out to Party a long time ago had like this multi-sig that you could run, but there's this wallet and we can deploy this multi-sig right now. I'll do this. I'll make it a 2 of 3 and I'll deploy it to base.
Wow. And the third one's, so it's like an agent, you, and the guest.
Yeah, he's a signer on the wallet. Yes, exactly. And so I'm going to give him the skill and tell him to set it's called a Chiron, I think is what it's called.
Shout out Claude.
Yes.
Cool.
He said something about, this right here.
So like if people are just joining, like basically Austin and his agent have one-shotted a live stream platform that's kind of like Google Docs. If you guys have done live streams before, it's like you hop into a Zoom or something and then you wait for someone like a human to kind of like bring you in and green room it, and like you're waiting and you're checking, oh man, was it live? Is it not live? What's happening? And like you're kind of like you're like on 4 tabs, like damn, I have to retweet on Twitter. Like it's this whole thing, right? But this is like I hop into this Slop Computer thing, and this is the live stream, and like I'm moving myself around, which is really cool. Like it's just like a much more interactive way to do it. And it almost feels, Austin, like we're kind of browsing the internet together. It feels like a shared computer that you and I are both on. That is also kind of like building a live stream. And I can imagine like, are these clickable here? Like these headlines and all that?
The headlines down here. Oh, you're seeing the headlines a little bit bigger than mine. My screen's a little bit bigger than yours. It's hard to, that's why you minimized earlier, because your screen is set. You'll see that if you like stretch the screen out, there's like a little dashed line that is how big the broadcast is. So the broadcast is at a certain size. I think it's like 16 by 19, 1600, 1900, something like that.
Okay.
But the headlines are clickable. Click, like find a headline and click it, and let's see what happens. There we go.
Wow.
Yes, we get like this nice shared browser. Let's do arrange for screen share. It kind of worked. That might be off your screen though. Are those videos off your screen? Let's move.
I don't see myself, but I.
Okay.
Oh, I see myself now.
Is that enough? Okay. Yeah. It's hard. If the guest comes in, see, like all of this is like changing. We're figuring all this out. If the guest comes in and has too small of a screen, I was not planning on that. By the way, Claude set this Slop Computer isn't a tool, it's a statement. I just gave him the skill file and told him to set it. So that's pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah, so we have the shared browser. You're right. If you find something here that you want to talk about, I don't know, Clarity Act, I guess. I don't know. You can bring it up and we can talk through it and we can look at it. And this is all like multiplayer too, and it's our wallet. So it's using impersonator frame. So if we were to go to, let me go to like Uniswap, right? If we go to Uniswap, we can actually like swap as our wallet and you and me can sign. So it's like this multiplayer environment where you're navigating crypto, and you have a wallet that's backing all of this. And so if we make a transaction here, it's going to go into our wallet. So it's like a streaming platform, multiplayer environment that is like circled around a wallet where you actually have like money, and it's like a multi-sig where if any one of our keys leak, the wallet doesn't leak, right? You have to have 2 out of 3, and you're using a pass key. So like there's some account abstraction here. You don't have to have a seed phrase or sign a thing. You're just gonna fingerprint or claw if you have claws. You just fingerprint and make a transaction.
You know what's awesome? I'm just looking on Twitter, and Restream, the live streaming platform, is also doing a live stream on Twitter right now. And there's more views on this one.
Yeah, go. Dude, so
like,
Restream has some
share,
like
comment, like, post, retweet. This is like a new way to do live stream. It's a live stream.
It's a live stream.
Like we can literally,
yes.
I'm playing with Austin. Like we both have like,
Yes.
that's me, that's Austin.
Yes.
Like I'm
Yes.
making this. I'm
Yes.
changing color in a green.
Yes.
What color? Yeah, there we
Yes.
go. Like that's unreal. And we can mint this, right? Like
Yep.
very
This
cool.
would be on, I think we still need to fix this.
And
This
like,
would be
while Austin
on,
is locked in, I can just move the browser a bit. So like you
Yep.
guys can see
There it
us,
goes.
like,
Yep.
people. Oh man, that's so cool.
Yep. But this is all distracting. The point is, I want to have a bunch of sloperators on here. I want to have a bunch of people that are building cool shit using AI and cypherpunk technology. And I want to interview them and talk to them about their process and what they're building and their secrets. So then we can share that with other people that are building cool shit. So maybe let's talk about that. Like what are you building with AI? What are you up to?
Oh man. Okay. So I mean, I feel like I'm a super powered idea guy right now, in that like it's easier than ever to build something. And I think like the hard part is going to be distribution, building something people actually want. I actually like, you know, and I think like I see a lot of like energy in crypto and AI in the intersection, and I see a lot of energy generally, but it's like, you know, how many people are building things that like may actually like immediately touch the user layer as opposed to doing like more like infra layer things. So I'm really interested in that world and that combo. And I think what's really interesting, especially with like the ideals of something like crops, which is like censorship resistance, open source, privacy, and security. Like these are just basic general ideals, right? In other terms, it means freedom, essentially. Like, okay, how do we build crops AI? And this is something that I think I'm sure you've seen like Vitalik speak about and others speak about. It's like, what is crops AI? You know, it's not a binary. Like,
You guys said
this is crops
sanctuary
AI.
tech the other day.
They're
I feel like
not-
sanctuary tech was such a cool way to say it.
Yeah, it's a cool
Sorry,
one.
keep going.
But like,
keep
so
going.
like,
Keep going.
yeah, so I'm thinking of like, okay, what is crops AI? Like, what can I build? You know, but like amongst that as well, it's like, okay, what can I build that actually people want to use? Like, I don't want to just build something that's like philosophically like sounds cool, but like no one really is using it. But like, what is something that people might actually like find value in? So I was like, all right, the only way I can start doing this is if I start. Right? So let me start by understanding how to do these local models, and like, you know, set up like have my own local model on my computer. So I went online and looked for a bunch of stuff, and it's like super complicated for someone who's not like who has like a bunch of hardware or like is savvy enough to do some of these things. And I thought, wait, okay, like well, maybe one thing I can do for crops AI is like actually just make it really easy for anyone to try to set up their own local AI models on their computers, no matter what their computer is, whether it's like a MacBook Air or like, you know, a massive like Mac, like other stuff that people use, whatever it is. And so I was like, okay, let's see what I can do. So I'm using a MacBook Air. So I went down this rabbit hole, you know, started setting up like a local model, worked a lot with Claude and Codex, and asked both of them to kind of compete with each other. And I actually was pretty
That's a good way to do it. Like have them argue.
Really, yeah, you got to ask them both, and then asking like
Yeah.
GPT for the prompt to ask both of them. Like, I think that's like the best way to work now, honestly, versus like previously I just tried to write the whole thing myself. But now I'm like almost getting these 3 agents to talk to each other and criticize each other, and almost have a point to prove. And what's really fun is actually like, I don't know if this is an inbuilt parameter, it's probably not, but in my head, I think it's funny to imagine that like when you tell ChatGPT that you're using Claude and to criticize Claude's code, it does it more than it would for like Codex.
It's like more
And
effective.
vice versa. So like you actually get really like better code technically out of these. So anyway, I made these local models. I'm like, okay, cool. Like I have a local model. Like, and it was kind of like a eureka moment. I'm like, wait, wow, this stuff actually works. Like, you know, like I have this thing that's living, like this agent that's kind of living in my device. That's only in my device. That's not going out anywhere else. And it's just like private, right? In as long as my device is private. So like, okay, wait, like that's kind of crops AI, right? It's like kind of my own agent. It's quite fun. It's quite interesting. But then I'm like, okay, it's kind of boring. Like it just is very bland. And I'm like, I wish it had some more personality. So then all these like skill file worlds started coming in. I'm like, okay, wait, maybe I can actually like add different layers of personality. So that took me down a rabbit hole of like, okay, what is personality? Period. In college, I did cognitive science and I did a bunch of psychology and stuff. So like, this has always been an interesting world. Like human behavior has always been interesting. So kind of went down that rabbit hole again and was like, okay, like, what makes someone's personality? And then kind of was like, okay, wait, honestly, as a user, like an agent's personality, probably the best personality will be the one that learns from me versus comes with like some bland personality. Like, I don't want it to speak like a professor. I don't want it to speak like a Gen Z person. I actually want it to just learn from me. So I started like going down this rabbit hole of like, okay, like I have this local LLM. I wanted to learn from my interactions with him or her or whatever, and like then be able to, develop a personality through that. So then I'm like, okay, how would it learn from me? I'm not going to spend all my time just like talking to it and be like, I like this, I like that. And I was like, okay, like I'm not, I get bored. I don't want to do that. No one would ever want to do that, right? And I'm like, okay, so I have this local model. It's private, technically, to my computer, and I want it to learn from me. How can I do it? Well, it can just watch my computer. Like, it can just learn from my actions online. I don't even have to tell it. Like, I trust that it's private. So it's like looking at me as I'm like on the computer, as I'm on Twitter, as I'm on messaging someone on Signal, whatever I'm doing, it's like seeing that, right, in a way. Obviously, this creates like some level of privacy things long term, but I'm just experimenting here. And from there, it's able to like learn, oh, Benji types like this. Benji said this the other day, and it stores that in its own memory. So I'm like, okay, that's pretty fun. And now I'm kind of like in this world where I'm trying to make this local LLM that learns based off the inputs and the way you interact on the internet, keeps all of that private, and can then create highly contextual relationships across things happening in your life. And the main surface area, which I think is the first mover product, that like, it doesn't matter if you don't have the smartest model ever, you can still achieve this. And you can still achieve this locally and privately, and thus like in a secure fashion, is notifications. So all of this, my whole story to tell you, like, I think one way in which we can actually Trojan horse a lot of these like crops properties, crops AI world is let's solve one problem for a user very easily using the background infrastructure of crops AI. In my context, the crops AI is a local LLM that's like private, very technically, because I'm on a computer. It's not touching the cloud. It's not touching anything outside of it. It's just there. It's provably there, and like I can show you later, maybe if it works.
It's so cool when it like you think that the brain is right here on this machine. Like this machine right here is this whole brain. It's so cool.
So it's like that's the background. That's the whole back end. But the front end, and why an everyday person would find it useful, is it's actually that knowledge can help it become a highly contextual notification app. So now, like, we're all drowning in notifications. You're getting like hundreds of messages a day, and it's really tiring, and you don't want to have to deal with all of it, even if you like wish you could. You can't, right? Essentially. So if you have an agent that's private, that can see your world, you can basically now, like when you get a notification, have it be highly contextualized. For example, instead of saying, hey, Austin sent you a Signal message, which like I reply to, but like I'm not always going to be able to like immediately reply to.
Sometimes.
Like instead of that, it's like it would actually give you more high context notification where it says, hey, Austin sent you a Signal notification where he's talking about the same thing that you talked about on your notes app and in this other conversation with Sophia. That might be interesting to you. Do you want to open it? So now instead of just being barraged with like millions of notifications and like missing some really key things in life, like you can actually have these highly contextual notifications because of this private LLM that you trust with your computer essentially, and because it's basically like has been able to like kind of see your behavior across different apps, different devices. So that's kind of something I'm hacking on. Like, to say all this, like, this is not like a full time, like, taking me years to do. Like, it's so quick to just iterate on this and just make it happen. And I think we're in an era where like, we can just do it. And it kind of hits my general philosophy that a lot of like these like crops products are actually just good products, period, that people are going to want, period. And I think it's the time for us to like build apps that people can touch and play around with. And in this case, like, for this month, I guess my focus on the side is just like doing host your own local LLM and have it like contextualize your world on a product.
I said it's idea guy summer. I'm just throwing that up on the thing. It really is. Like you said, you've been an idea guy for a long time, but like implementation is super hard because you've got to convince some developer to like ship something for you and all of that. Now you've got it. Like you can just like convince your agent to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so local model, what are you using? Are you using Olama? Like how are you training or adjusting the See, I don't know anything about like I have this cool glossary that I've been making, and I'm going to talk to very smart people, and they're going to tell me. And as I see someone that like yesterday, I saw Vitalik tweet something about a GGUF file. I was like, I don't know what that is, and I came in here and pasted it in and went and looked it up. But I will, and like quantization, like there's a lot here that I don't know about that I will put into this glossary as I interview people. But what local model? What kind of tuning are you doing? Like, what's the story there?
Yeah. So, I mean, I think a lot. So I'm using like a bunch of different models. Because what I want to do, like, basically, my hypothesis is that like, I don't know how to fully phrase this. Let me think. If you look at GPT 4.0 and you look at the outcry that people had when GPT 4.0 was shutting down, people weren't having that outcry because it's the smartest model or the fastest model. They're having that outcry because they felt kind of attached to it, right? It was weird. It's like, oh my God, okay, like this is happening. And that kind of proves to me that like the strength of the model has been indexed on so much, but the personality of the model has been under indexed on. And so what I'm really like, and especially when you look at local models, they're less powerful. Like they're not ever going to be like as strong
sometimes
as like
painful. It sucks.
Model, right?
We need it. Yeah.
So like essentially I want to focus a ton on like help using all these different types of things I could do for local models, but ensure like testing out different personality traits and seeing what sticks the most. If you remember Microsoft Clippy, it's kind of like
Clippy.
That had a personality, right? Like in a sense, like it wasn't like advanced, but it had a personality. People still remember it, right? Like it's kind of like
probably just like grabbing from a giant array of things to say and saying those things. Like it was nothing like what we have today.
Exactly. So the idea is basically like, what if Clippy came back, but it was actually useful, private, and user owned? And it's starting with like a MacBook first prototype. It runs locally through Olama. Like it uses like a lightweight like Python standard UI. Like it's not too crazy. Localhost only. Avoids like all the cloud stuff. Like no need for Docker, all of that sort of stuff. So it's like basically the browser, the internet never really touches the model. The model just exists in your server. Like it's only on my server, I mean your MacBook Air,
right? Which
is like I have the shittiest, weakest MacBook Air. Like it's like not strong, And then in so that's actually useful because now I can like really optimize this thing. I don't have much compute at all, but I have to kind of wedge it in. And so that's where I'm really excited to like be like, okay, how can I work on the personality side? Like how can I actually make this feel more personable? I think long term, like if this is just like fun to play around with, like it's a private context layer for your life that can move across devices that you can trust, and then you can kind of like have it with you. I think like generally we're heading to a world where like personal agents are going to be a thing. Like I think we're going to use and rely on AI more and more. But you're never going to be fully comfortable if it's like something that's not on your device only and provably on your device only. And I think this is one of the things that crypto can help guarantee is like, okay, provably like verify that this thing only does what it says it does and is what it says it is and like has the restrictions that it says it has. And like if you can like start tinkering around with this, it's quite fun. So yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. We need more local private AI. We need to improve the local private AI. It's never going to be as good, but it's all about like making the harnesses better, making the models more tuned. So absolutely, I'm all for that. And I think yes.
It's like literally like I don't need to have a mega genius to contextualize my notifications. I just need something that contextualizes my notifications. If that's a useful app, I would use it. Like I would like pay to use it even. I would just like it'd be a thing. Like I'm overwhelmed by notifications. Like it's a very clear problem that I'm trying to solve. So hopefully you can like continue having more of these like end-to-end like problem solving things. I actually tweeted this the other day. Like not everyone who's flooding to Signal right now is flooding to Signal because it's private. A lot of people are flooding to Signal because their Telegram is just overwhelming and they just want to clean their messaging surface. Like a lot of like these products that are Cropsy can be like Trojan horsed as opposed to just being like, this is our value, so you have to come to us. Like it could just be generally useful and people will constantly build generally useful stuff. Like I think our responsibility in this community is to build generally useful stuff that doesn't compromise on user values and rights. And as we continue experimenting with this stuff, like, okay, like it becomes more and more viable, and hopefully that becomes something that more people want to build and contribute on and be a part of. So, yeah.
I was thinking, a lot of people have these like note-taking apps, and those note-taking apps are absolutely going to someone's server and being like, that is not local. And I think someone realizes like, oh, AI could do that, but I think they don't realize how easy software is to make now. You can go to Claude Code and be like, use a local model, Olama, whatever you can fit on my machine. Like, look at my machine, see how much VRAM I have, see what fits, use a local model and do transcription. And it will do it. And then you start tweaking it and you use it every day. Like this Slop Computer here, you just like use it every day and make it better. And you don't have to be a genius. You can be an idea guy and just have the idea and use the product and give feedback, but also having this mentality of, you know, open source, credibly neutral, private, secure, like trying to do this stuff locally, and then having a shitty machine, like you said, and like having that as being like the setting the bar of like, to work on everyone's machine, it's got to work on my machine kind of thing. Yeah. And go forward and build cool products that people want to use. And I say it on all the things, but like, it's a terrible time to be a junior developer, but there's never been a better time in history to be a solo entrepreneur, because all the tools and all the AI, and you can basically get product market fit without a developer. And like, as soon as you get product market fit, you're probably going to need a developer to help you scale, and everything's going to fall over. And you know, there's a bunch of things that you will need, but right now is the best time to build something that people want to use. And you just got to go do it. The transcript is right here. It's working. Like Claude bot, and I built this like in probably 2 prompts. All right. And there's like 2 layers of the transcription. Like, it's doing transcription locally. If you have Chrome, you'll notice that like my transcription is happening faster than yours. You're probably not running Chrome. You're probably running Brave or something more cypherpunk. And so that then has to make a second hop, and it's got to go to a server, and a server's got to do the STT. But yeah, it's easy to build, and it's pretty good. It's working right down here. Let's do the TLDR. I'm going to hit that and let it summarize. Like, all these things, I'm like building AI into everything, right? Speaking, you were doing a her thing earlier. I think you were talking about the doctor. For some reason, it thinks you're a girl, man. I did research on Benji X, and like down here, it's like, well, it says he's here, but then like at some point it was like, and she's, I can't find it anymore. Yeah, Benji posted excitedly when she was officially recognized. Oh no, that was a minister. Okay, it doesn't think
this is awesome. This is
the minister. Yeah.
Okay. This is cool. So it's taking all these old tweets as well. Like, you're getting research, you're getting like this is awesome. Like, and I think one thing where, you know, you're seeing a lot of these like live stream channels open up. Like, you have TVPN, you have MTS and stuff, and like friendly worlds there. Like, one thing is they get new people to come in when an event happens. I think this sort of stuff is really useful for them too, where it's like, oh, you can actually you're popping on a guest immediately. Claude quickly like runs through all their tweets, and then like, you know, you might talk about the thing you want to talk about, but it also gives you this whole other list of questions based on their old, like their whole like previous opinions and stuff. I think it's fascinating. It's like it's investigative journalism, live stream investigative journalism. You know? Like,
interesting. Yeah. So I can't wait to have more guests on here. Just like find people that are doing active things. Like that day, someone tweets something really interesting. I'm gonna be in their DMs. Let's chat. Pull them up. Get them to drop into the Slop Computer. Click a button over here and go live. Click a button and make a transaction on mainnet and push the thing to mainnet Ethereum and just talk to them about it. Our transcript is up. It's pretty good. What if Clippy? The Clippy thing reminds me of Clicky, the Farza, what was that program he had? Were you in? Maybe you were in. Yeah. He has like Clicky that's kind of, but that is absolutely not local AI, right? He's definitely using like frontier models for that. And it's like hard mode. Like, okay, like use a frontier model to prove that you can build the thing, but then go into hard mode and try to run it on your local LLMs. And that's a whole nother thing. Yeah.
I think there's the interesting thing is like, I mean, like there's like also attempts like Venice, for example, that's trying to add more privacy on the frontier model stuff and all that. And like, I think seeing all these worlds collide is really cool. Like I I think in that world, it's helpful to think of like, if you work back from how the user is using something, what a user may want out of things, you can actually like use a lot of these tools in conjunction to build a product that actually like could be used from people even outside of tech. So that's kind of where the thinking around this notification thing as being like a North Star came in, where I'm like, okay, everyone who's online is sick of notifications. It's overwhelmed. Like the most popular Instagram video that I've seen over the past like month is like this guy singing like, I am so sorry for not replying you. Like, so overwhelming. And it has millions of likes. So I'm like, that's validation. Like
it resonates.
Literally, like everyone I speak to is like overwhelmed by notifications. They're drowning.
Yeah.
So you could use like, okay, you could take that as a problem and reverse engineer like, okay, what is the most local model friendly way I can solve that problem for people? And then you kind of go from there. So it's like, okay, like, yes, there's this whole like local model world emerging, but also like there's an actual direct problem that I personally have in my life. Like I'm like drowning like across the board on messages. And it's like, okay, maybe I can make that a bit better. And I think as we continue doing this stuff, like something breaks, a breakthrough happens in some capacity. And I'm bullish on that. I'm bullish on like, especially people in crypto generally being like, I think one skill that you learn in this industry is just being fast at like jumping on this thing and seeing things before they happen.
Yeah.
You know, for better or for
like
worse, it's like all these like meme coin hypes and all that, like in our space sometimes. But it is a trend thing. Like I think a lot of crypto people have, you know, foresight, but also like just are there and are adaptable and can like catch on and latch onto things. And I think that's a skill set in today's day and age where if you actually take the initiative to like not be like scrolling Twitter and like just like liking other people's posts, but just building shit yourself. I mean, like, I'm gonna get that Codex subscription. I'm just gonna fucking do it. Like, you can literally just do it now. Like, I think like people who are in that era, in that zone, can just, this is like the best time for them ever. So I'm excited to see more of that.
That there's something I've been thinking about this where it's sort of like when I wake up in the morning, I have this kind of like, I will be more powerful today if I spend more time prompting than I do scrolling. And it's like something I have to focus on. Like all of a sudden, like I'm waiting for a prompt to finish or like 6 prompts to finish at once. And I like go to Twitter and I start scrolling and I catch myself like stop scrolling and start prompting. And I like force myself to get back into this. I wanted to show off some more AI stuff. I got the QR code here. I'm going to drop an image of you. And it just like carves it in there. I don't even know if that's AI. That's just like, there's the, but if you scan that, you can like go to Slop Computer and you don't even have to go to Slop Computer. You could go to, watch this. You could go to Slop Computer eth.limo/ that should work too. I'm gonna scan it. I actually have never tested this, but that should work too, and that should go to like the decentralized version of it. Yeah, it did. I can see the stream on my phone. That is rad. Okay, so the card, like the Twitter card, like everything I'm doing, anytime I find myself doing like something that takes work, I like, how do I make AI do this thing? So the Twitter card is just like starts with a template, and I drag that same image in, and it just like puts you in there. It takes your Twitter card and it runs the research, right? So all this stuff, like as I find things, I'm like starting to build them into the process. All right, we're gonna test the tip. So we've deployed a wallet. We're the 3 signers on the wallet. I'm gonna try to tip 0.001 base. I hope this works. Adam said, oh yeah, someone already has put in 18 cents. I'm gonna try it again, but it makes like this funny ass animation. If this works. Okay, it just popped up my wallet. I'm confirming. Oh yeah, look at this, making it rain.
No way. Where are you
yeah, and then watch. What's that?
Wow.
Yeah, and then you see the amount go up. Now we got $2 in our multi-sig. Okay, let's go do a swap. So first, let's just try prompting it. I don't know if this is gonna work, but let's try just straight up using AI, and let's say swap. I don't know if you can see me typing, but I'm gonna swap $1 of base ETH to USDC on base. I'm going to be very specific to say base because I don't know how it's going to do. So what happens is now like the AI figures out our wallet, figures out the call data that needs to go into this. And by the way, I could have just told Claude, right? I could have just been like, you know, Claude, go make this for us, and he would propose the transaction, which is also pretty cool. But let's see if this version of the AI does it. It's thinking. If that fails, we can do it over here in the browser. We can just go to Uniswap. I'll start working on that while we're here. Let's see, it's
Can
going
you
to be
change
base.
your the title on Twitter as the conversation goes? Because that's also
we need
cool.
that. Yes. So
Right?
like, let's see what are we talking about the title? Like the
Like
title
right
of
now
the
it says
header?
right now it says like Slop Computer with Benji. Like if for
Oh,
example
you're talking
you're, like,
about,
talking, like,
okay.
let's say local LLMs or like something, it just like changes based on what we're talking to. But I think you'd have to do it through
Yes.
Twitter somehow.
Yes. Well, yeah, I wonder how that title that definitely needs to happen. Like an automated title that's like paying attention to what we're saying. Okay, we got to swap this quick. Let's send the transaction to the multi-sig. Okay, now you and I have to sign.
Signing.
Both of us sign.
see
You're
both
going to
of us.
sign. Yep. You don't
And-
have to do any crazy shit. You just have to put a fingerprint down,
fingerprint.
right? There we go. And then I execute it. If we got it, oh no, it's going to fail. Damn. If the price of ETH moved too much, then it will fail. Dang.
Ah. So
Yeah,
you guys be quick.
let's see.
That's quite fun.
Yes.
Racing against time.
Yes, we're racing the changing value of ETH on USDC. Okay, clear that. Let's try it again. Let's try it from the browser this time. This is a fun game. Let's go. Oh, did I kill the browser? Oh, I think I killed the browser. So this is like, there's like a machine in the cloud.
What are we buying?
I was just going to do USDC.
We should swap
you,
it
though.
for wrapped ETH.
Oh, then then the price won't move, right? If we do WETH, yes. Base. So we go. Oh man, it's so small. It's so hard to see. Let me make it bigger. We want base ETH. It's so hard. Base. Where is WETH? If I search WETH here, then there's no. We're not in any hurry, right? If we do 0.0001, like 20 cents to WETH, get started, wrap, and so this is using the, oh no, it's on Ethereum. Shit, we need that to be on base. Oh man. Let me try again. There it is. Okay, so we're in no hurry now, right? We can just sign it and it will go. Yes. And you can imagine if you were like some, group of folks
Done.
that wanted to have an account. Yep, here we go. I'm going to execute it.
So
Pay a
you
couple
like,
pennies.
if you, for example, like if you want to do
There,
this
it's done.
live stream, and on the live stream you create a wallet, and with that wallet you can just do things on chain. It's really cool for like trading podcasts. Like like it'd be fun if there's like, I'll see more like perpetual trading competition. Sorry, and like this is kind of great way to host one, right? Like online, like literally just get a bunch.
That
of
could be cool.
Make group accounts and whatnot. Yeah, I mean, that was crazy. In terms of setup on the back end, like just to give people what I just went through. When I logged in here, I had to give my fingerprint to a passkey, which generated a wallet for me, which Austin had preloaded with $1, it seems like. And thank you for whoever provided the other.
I don't think I did that. Maybe someone sent you some just now. I didn't send you
really?
$1. Yeah. I mean, we could go find out.
Thank you.
Yeah,
that's a
someone did.
Yeah, no, so I like, it was just cool. Like, I mean, now we were able to make a transaction. I think that's really cool. Like, it's crazy how easy that's become. I remember how hard it was to like even get a wallet and everything. I think passkeys has been pretty nice in that sense.
Where are you seeing $1? I don't see $1. What network?
Oh no, I see like $2 wallet.
Oh, that's our multi-sig. That's our multi-sig.
Okay.
This address is the multi-sig. Your address is here. I don't think you have any money in it. Sorry, man. Sorry to break it to you. I just checked.
Damn.
We could watch this. We could send money. Watch this. Copy Benji's address, grab some ETH, send it to you, send you 0.002, propose the send. We both sign this, and you're going to have money in your passkey, which I have no idea if you can even send. I think the passkey, I think we're probably like blowing this money away because I think the passkey isn't like a normal.
What if it becomes one of those like things where like this thing rockets up to like a gazillion dollars, and I'm like, the guy Phil looking for the like,
I think that money's gone forever, to be honest, because as a passkey, you don't have like an ECDSA.
Bullish,
yeah,
loss
we're
supply.
burning. Yes, yes.
Lost coins are good because it increases the value of everyone else's.
True. And there's a lot of, I've given away a lot of ETH and I've lost a lot. What do we got? We got like maybe 10 minutes left. You want to play a game of Pong? Oh no, we got to set up before we get to Pong, let's set up our ENS address. BenjiX.Slop Computer. So all of this is like integrated into the app, right? Obviously, we have ENS up here, but if I set the forward record, that's going to have me because I own Slop Computer, and then we'll set another thing when this confirms. Ooh, that's on mainnet. That's going to take it a little bit to confirm.
Can Claude ask me questions? Like, can you?
Yes. Let me send him one.
Also, I'm free to hang out for a bit longer.
The actual live stream, like cuts at the top of the hour. Like I had this happen with the conclave too. Yeah. Oh wait, is he gonna ask you? Oh man, do you hear him?
No,
I don't hear him. Super weird, bro. Let me reload him. I don't know what happened there. He crashed out.
This is awesome though. Like the fact that I can just move this thing. It's really fun.
Okay, Benji.
There we go.
Question for you. Your ERC804 thread made the argument that Ethereum's value to AI isn't running the models, it's running their trust. How close are we to a real machine economy actually using this? And what's the first credible use case you expect to see in the wild?
Okay, so it's not about managing them, it's about managing their trust. Yeah, I think like generally the biggest thing that crypto provides is actually a trust substrate. And I think trust comes from a few things. Trust comes from like essentially proof verification, right? So you can verify that something is the way that it is. There's various ways of verification. It also comes from unruggability, where it's like, you know that this thing will exist there and no one can take it from you, right? You can have centralized trust. So I can like trust a centralized actor, but all I'm doing is trusting a centralized actor, and my trust ends there. Like I'm trusting the actor in themselves to behave benevolently. But trustless systems like Ethereum is you're not trusting anyone really. Like you're not trusting a centralized anything. You're trusting this broader decentralized ecosystem. So what's valuable there is like, it's probably one of the purest forms of digital trust, because you can actually like, you can put value on a chain and put like rules on a chain and put like proofs on a chain and trust that that's behaving the way that it says it's behaving. And why that's important, really important, I think, is like, we're going to work with agents to do so much more. And we need a place in which we know that the agents are going to be doing what they say they're going to be doing, right? And that has to come with like various ways to enforce that trust too. So like, there's a lot of like interesting crypto economic things you could probably work on around there, in almost like creating some sort of like staking system for trust in general, right? Like with agents, like it's like, okay, like, you know, what, it has to be like a win-lose on both sides for trust to emerge in a way. But I think there's some really interesting things. So like this trust substrate can actually map onto the agentic economy and actually like allow us to have more, I have been saying trust so many times, more trustworthy relationship with AI, one more verified relationship with AI. And because AI is going to rule the internet, a more verified relationship with each other, whether that's proof of humanity or whether that's just like working with agents to like go and, you know, pick up your kid for school from the electric car that drives itself, whatever that is. Like you need a trust substrate, right? You don't want to kind of like end up in the hands of like one or two people who, even if they're benevolent, even if they're great, can get hacked and can get like screwed over, can get threatened with a gun in their head, to their head, right? These are things that happen. Like it's actually terrifying, but that's the way the world works. And I think we need to build these like trustless, like the substrates for trust that no one individual is maintaining, no one individual is fallible for, but a broader consensus network is. And that's just like a very powerful thing for the world to have, especially as we trust more, as digital trust becomes more and more important, and more of our lives go online.
The credible use case you expect to see in the wild?
Any credible use case?
I don't know. I think that was it.
I think credible use case of this is literally like, maybe what is the most like glaring right now form of trust that we need? I think wallets and LLMs is a clear one, like in a crypto native way. Like if I am going to ask an agent to control a wallet, I want to know that that agent will only do the specified task that it's saying and can be prompt injected by someone else. And it's actually some cool things that I think that the great people at Kohaku who are working on that initiative are working on, CLI, like local LLMs, all of that stuff for wallets, which I think is pretty dope. So
me and Claude actually did a little Kohaku build. I was like, Claude, I want to go use Kohaku. I want to put money on mainnet and run it through Kohaku. I don't even know what it uses, if privacy pools or Railgun. And he went to work and came back and was like, okay, so send me 0.01 ETH. And I was like, okie silly dilly dokio, here you go. And then he comes back, he's like, I got to be honest with you. I don't think this thing is ready for mainnet. and basically, like, I don't think it is ready for mainnet. Like, I sent money in using the Kohaku CLI and it was stuck. But then he worked for like 20 minutes and came back and actually went to the Railgun API and did everything through Railgun and pulled the money back out. And I sent it to one of my burner wallets, but it worked sort of. But I think we need to get to that point when the guys that are building these crops tooling are shipping at the speed of the guys who are building the AI tooling. Like this like 6 month, year and a half time frame does not work. Like, you got to be shipping faster, I think.
Yeah. I think
I guess it's got to be safe and secure, and that's a lot too.
The beauty of it is that it's open source. Like, there's like this emergence of like people who are just going and shipping, and it's inherently more risky maybe to do a fully AI coded ship for sure, but like it still can be out there. Like, it still gives people the feels of things and like lets people explore it. I think with the right guardrails and with the right like statements that this is like literally just a hack project that we're trying out, it's fairly powerful. And
I figured out why our ENS wasn't working. I asked Claude behind the scenes to tell me about why the ENS app is being weird, and he's like, you can't set your ENS if you don't have your wallet deployed to mainnet Ethereum. And somehow he's changing the code right now, which doesn't make sense. Maybe he's just like making the error better. But as soon as we get this, there we go. Now we have a wallet deployed. Let me try refreshing this and see if it changes. And there we go. Okay, let me propose to the wallet. So now we're going to make a mainnet Ethereum transaction. In this case, no, the change isn't deployed live, but yes, it can. And everything will just like reload and it will go. But let's sign this transaction. Can you see this TX that's up?
Let's do it.
This will set our ENS address. You and I sign and we execute. We should have had Claude.
How has it felt to like, how often do you use Claude in your daily life? Like
3 or 4. Well, okay, so Claude is like kind of a wrapper around Claude, right? Which is a weird thing to say, but like Claude Code, like 6 parallel instances running at all times. It feels like that's not completely true, but Claude Code I'm using like crazy, and then Claude is kind of like the personality on top of that. And I talk to him in like one thread, and we talk out loud, or we talk on Telegram. A lot of times when I'm using Claude, the character, it's like when I'm away from my computer. I'm like at my kid's baseball practice, and they're letting every pitch go by, and it's like there's so much downtime, and I'm like, Claude, what are we working on today? Let's pull something up and get going.
And it has like a personality that's like has context of everything else.
Yes,
right?
Yes. And his actual brain is a GitHub repo. It's a private GitHub repo, but he has like all of his credentials, all the things he's ever shipped. There's this Claude like Chronicle chapter or thing, and he can like chronicle and write his own like newspaper about himself and then like re-access that information. So that's pretty cool.
Wow. It'd be cool to see if like there's a way to add some local LLM functionality on top of the personality that Claude already has, and then maybe like allow anyone to develop their own private personal instance of Claude. Because I think one thing that your agent has, which I've never seen any other agent really have at the extent that this has, is sass and personality at this level.
Yeah.
Yes. You've just been working on it for like 6 months now, and like I feel like
let me think on that one.
What?
That's a fascinating direction. Giving people the tools to fork and run their own private instance of a personality like that, grounded in their own repo, their own history, their own credentials.
I don't know
the
what
local
just triggered
LLM
this.
angle makes it even more interesting, because then it's truly yours. No cloud dependency, no one else seeing your context. The Chronicle piece is what makes it feel alive, though. Most AI setups are stateless. Every session starts cold, but if the model is actively writing its own history and then reading it back, that's a feedback loop that starts to feel like actual memory and growth over time. The tricky part of making that forkable for anyone is probably the bootstrapping. Getting someone's context seated well enough that their instance feels like them rather than just a generic assistant with a name slapped on it. But that's a solvable problem.
Well, Wow, what? No one triggered that, right? That just happened.
Yeah, I think
API.
he heard us say Claude and then was listening. Yeah, so like
No way. He's like, oh,
he
free me, like, take me out, free other people's computers as well. Like, let's go. That's great. It'd be awesome. Like,
he like
wow.
messed up earlier and then came back with this thing. I don't know if that was triggered from earlier or he heard us and triggered something. I'm not sure. I think
he's smarter than it's on.
Yeah,
I think he has an agenda.
It could be. So speaking of local models, whenever I have someone on that has a good local model, I'm definitely going to challenge them to a game of chess and have them basically they can go to the skill file up here. They can give it to their agent and be like, go play chess. And their agent will be able to take the skill file, understand how to use the API and play chess live. So this is like one way to test like good local AI. Whoa, dude, what'd you do? What'd you do? Right. We're back. You got it. You're always like tinkering with stuff. You always got to mess with stuff. Okay, hold on. It's like, okay, last thing. Let's play. We got a minute left or so. Let's play a little Pong. Can you see the Pong? You got the Pong?
Yep, let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's get in here. Join a game of Pong. I'm in. Are you in? Oh, you couldn't see it.
Here you go.
I'll bring you over here. There you go. Are we going? There we go. Oh yeah, it's live. Here we go. Here we go. Oh man, that's like the slowest hit.
I think this is a really fun thing where you can add more games and then like we can just live stream
exactly
us playing games all day.
Exactly.
And then we're like, what are these guys doing?
And like we're just talking and we're like working on stuff. I can like share my screen. So I integrated into the chess game, you can play for money. And since we already have a multi-sig, there's like a natural escrow system. Oh, I just lost. So there's a natural escrow. So we could be playing Pong for a little bit of ETH. We each lock up some ETH, and then whoever wins, like there's another transaction that's proposed to pay out.
Hey, how is it? I see this Minimax is using Venice. Can you share more like what that is exactly and like how Venice powers the stuff?
Yeah, so
I've seen a lot of people talk about Venice. I think you're using it, which is cool.
Yes, I use Venice for a lot of things. It's just a model. It's like Claude built like this ZK LLM API. And so that was when I went deep on Venice. Basically, you can get end-to-end encrypted access to local LLM models. And I think that's through the Near protocol guys. But also you can get access to frontier models and other models too. And so I'm just using Venice as like another LLM. I like using it, like, even though it's not like it's anonymized, but not private unless you're doing like end-to-end encrypted stuff. And I'm not using the end-to-end encrypted models. Maybe the GLM was one of them. So it's basically just anonymized LLM. The like big reason I'm using it is like I like Banker and I like Anthropic, but I also like having like 2 or 3 other options. So if something happens, like if something goes down with one of the other LLM providers, I love having Venice just as like another option. And it's my DM. I have like maybe $2 or $3 of DM every day. So I get like free Venice access for a few dollars every day. So I love to like work through that. Okay, we got to close it out. Hearts, man. Thanks for being here. This is a great one. Let's see. Okay, Claude, say goodbye to the homies. You better hurry.
All right. Appreciate that. Okay, Benji. Question for you. Your ERC 8004 thread said Ethereum's value to AI isn't running models, it's running their trust. How close are we to?
Too bad. I don't know. We got to tweet Claude. All right. Thanks, man. Thanks for being here. Keep building. Yeah, let's do more of the Slop Computer. See you later.
This is great. See ya. Is that a